Okay, I changed the name of my channel, not my name, obviously, but the top of it where you can edit all this crap now. Which is just, by the way, I'm going to say that first. All the new YouTube stuff, I don't know if I like it or not, but it's kind of freaking annoying. Oh, and by the way, this is weird. I'm making a second video, on the same day as I made one other one. That hasn't happened since I did the Jedi Master Introduction to Jedi Master Thinking, or History of the U.S. Government. I think that was one. Yeah. See, I can't even remember what I do. How the hell am I supposed to remember like old dead people? So I'm kind of like, I've got issues. It's okay. Most people I know do. At least see the difference. The reason why I put check your ego at the door is because I admit it. I admit I have problems. I have issues. The reason why I'm even getting on here right now to comment is this one guy keeps coming back at me on this one video where I said I was a deist and not an atheist. And if you don't know what a deist is, D-E-I-S-T, look it up on Wikipedia. I'm not going to sit here and explain it to you. Yes, and I'm very arrogant at times, okay? I have a right to be, because I'm at the position I'm at, the level I'm at, having done what I've done and lived my life. I think that I have the right to look at, especially people that are half my age or younger, and say, be quiet and respect me for being who I am, because I've lived through a hell of a lot more than you have. And that's why we respect our elders, or we're supposed to. A lot of that's gone down the toilet, and there doesn't seem to be a mutual, understanding or a meeting of the minds of people anymore. But that's what irritated me, and that's why I wanted to make this video and briefly say that I really like Elton John's version of Lucy and the Sky with Diamonds. That's not what I wanted to say. Well, actually, cool, I said that. No, what I really wanted to say was, if you're going to make these videos and you keep, or make comments, and you keep coming back on a commenting on a video to somebody, and the guy even said, he was like, you're not engaging in the argument. That's exactly right. I don't want to argue with you. If I'm more comfortable being a deist or a God-fearing Christian or a Muslim or a Buddhist, who the hell are you to tell me that I'm wrong? Because, see, you can't quantify your statement by saying that atheism is the real thing any more than I can by saying that God is real. So it's an ego issue at that point. Does the answer really matter? And you got to ask yourself that, male with no name or whoever the hell you are. Be honest with yourself. Who are you to say anything like that to me and talk to me like I want to argue with you? When I call you an asshat, you are. Because you're an egotistical little bastard. And you can't just say, okay, I'll look at your channel, I'll look at what you've got to say as a person. I did. I looked at you. And I was like, okay. Basically an angry person that's got, his ego is really, really involved in what he's doing. And I don't really care. I made it to my class barely. Well, I just arrived right after the professor did, so I walked in. This is my supervisor. She's the Regis Chair of Humanities at the university here, man. You don't treat people like this. A professor, you're like, oh, I don't care about your class. But I walked in, I'm like, oh, excuse me for being tardy. She's like, oh no, I was late too. And I'm like, well, that's why I want to be a professor. You can show up late and kids have to sit there and wait for you because. And besides that, I love to talk. I've got all these planets in Gemini, which is chat, 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 chat. There's the other thing. I think that people like this guy coming back at me with his rude comments, that I won't engage him, that I don't give him proof. He's not giving me any, but yet I'm supposed to provide it to him, is like saying, you're just a woman, you're stupid, you don't know anything, or I'm just anybody else other than him, and I'm stupid and I don't know anything. The point of the matter is your ego's involved. I don't really care. I'm going to believe what I'm going to want to believe, and you're going to want to believe what you're going to want to believe, and I don't expect to change anybody's mind with any stupid video on some stupid little website that may or may not exist in a month. I can tell you this, when Keanu Reeves is wearing the shorts in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure that say, save the humans, that's what you need to think about, because saving the planet, saving the earth, carbon tax, oh God. Oh, does any of this matter? The only thing I know is, that we're getting into an existential area of philosophy here where I'm not comfortable discussing philosophy. I'm not really comfortable discussing religion. I know what makes me feel comfortable. It makes me feel comfortable to believe that there is a God. Is there a problem with that? And if you have a problem with that, then ask yourself why you have a problem with that. Is it because you feel threatened by the fact that I believe that and you don't? And you're afraid that if I'm right and you're wrong, you're going to get screwed somehow? If you don't believe me, then what difference does it make? You could look at me and laugh and say I'm a dim-witted fool. The thing is that you're so used to people that are atheists, in other words. I should use the word one that is an atheist, I should say, has a tendency to get blasted back at by like fundamentalist Christians or fundamentalist Muslims or people that take this shit way too seriously. Let's face it, man. People, quit taking religion so seriously. Quit taking anything in life so seriously. It's not worth it. When it all comes down to the end of the day, when we're all alone and we're facing that final breath of life, that's when this thing is going to be most important to you. And that's when you better be right with whatever it is that you really believe. And if you firmly believe and your conviction is that atheism is real, then more power to you. I have nothing to do with that. I have no ego involved in your decision making or your processing. I'm not your computer, and you're not mine. My computer is up here. My big generator's here, and that's sun. And the energy that I get from those around me and stuff. And I'm sorry, but that seems to me like way more of a design going on there than anything humans can think of. So, like I said, there's always something bigger. There's always something smaller. If people don't want to believe that, that's strictly up to them. And I hope that you're right with yourself when you face your final time. Other than that, I'm back from my class. I feel like crap still. God, I had to walk to the Spar, and then I went to cross the road to the pharmacy, and now I'm home, and I can't really eat anything too solid, or I feel like, oh God. And I'm like, one of the things I hate about getting old is stuff like this. And where is Taco Bell? Man, I miss Taco Bell. There's a lot of things I miss about the United States. But at the same time, I think the travel, it's so enriching. Cliche. Ding. It's not just only enriching and rewarding in its own right, but it teaches one a lot about oneself, and I'm glad to have the opportunity to do this. And what's really cool is, I look at the medium now and think about, gosh, if we'd have had this like 40 years ago, 10, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, what kind of insanity would we be looking at? Because if we start thinking about where all this is taking us, I think Terence McKenna is right. We're reaching closer to something like a singularity, and we need to be really prepared for what we're about to experience and encounter as human beings. And, sometimes the person right next to you is the one you need to be paying attention to, not somebody far, far away. And trying to reach out over a medium like this, the reason why I watch a lot of videos, but I'm much more interested in what other people have to say than what I've got to say about a lot of things. I learn from that, and then I can throw it back out at people in my reality, instead of on this medium where I'm talking to myself. Okay, so a lot of people are going to watch it, but this is me talking to me, listening to the sound of my own voice, which oh God, why not? Why we don't just all admit it that make these videos? We love the sound of our own voice. We have to, or we wouldn't sit there and do it. I mean, if you really feel that you've got something important to say to people, write a book. Make a movie. I guess YouTube is a way to get it out there, but I find it rather, for myself, a bit egotistical. Like I said earlier, check your ego at the door, because I don't really have my ego involved in much I do. I really don't. It's way more to do with what I can learn from other people and what they can offer to teach me. If someone's going to be a repetitive argument over and over again, asking me to explain myself when I've already told them I'm not going to explain myself, I don't want to argue with you, then I think they need to grow up and check their ego at the door. Peace.